Uh, this nigga KanYé got everybody in a tizzy. A lot of people in a tizzy. KanYé is complicated, man. He's in complicated territory. It's almost like it's like he's in Michael Jackson territory. You know what I mean? Shit is murky. It's murky waters over there with KanYé. It's Michael Jackson territory. Here's what I mean by that. It's Mike, obviously, huge black superstar. And, you know, we need all the heroes we can get that they ain't killing, you know what I mean? The social political ones get killed. And the artists and entertainers and athletes, like, say, Kyrie Irving. I should circle back and talk about Kyrie as well. Those get marginal. If they don't get killed, they get marginalized to an extent that, you know, they're heavily penalized, you know, socially. They become damn near lepers, right? Of society and shit. So yeah, you know, it's incumbent upon black people to like want to love and support all around, actually, and we should be doing that. Actually, I think we actually throw our celebrities under the bus probably too fast, but you know, part of that is because black people are just easily swayed by marketing campaigns and documentaries and memes and things, and then part of it is because maybe we just have a feel for just and what's just and what's not, but it's hard to tell which of the two is greater sometimes, but because you know, niggas is easily duped out here, just to keep it a buck. But yeah, KanYé is just in cloudy gray area territory, you know what I mean? And what I mean by that is, you know, one minute the nigga is reminding you just how genius he is, and then the next minute he doing some shit that's just like, yo, give up on this nigga, cancel this nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I saw Amanda Seales post about him, and I definitely don't necessarily agree with everything that Amanda Seales says or posts. Shout out to Amanda Seales. I think she's, you know, talented and smart and all of those things, but you know, anyway. I remember when she was Amanda Diva, as a matter of fact. She's a cute little thing too. Still cute. Even though we don't agree on everything. But who does? Anyway. Yeah, what else? Oh, yeah, I saw her post on Ye, and you know, I have to ask the same question sometimes. Like, well, I'm gonna pose the same question rather, with a twist. And it's like, I don't know, man. If we can't separate the art from the artist, or the art from the person, you know, in the case of, say, Cosby, and I know these things aren't equal, they're not the same thing, but in the case of Cosby, who's done a lot for black people, you know what I mean? In the case of R. Kelly, whose music, okay, yes ma'am, whose music has been a source of inspiration, you know, in many areas, whether it was to, make love, whether it was to have sex and fornicate and be a gigolo, whether it was to believe you can fly, whether it was to have a backyard party and a barbecue and do the electric slide. Like R. Kelly has provided songs and material that have become soundtracks for black people's lives in whatever way that we gather and participate and do our thing, you know what I mean? But and Bill Cosby, do I need to say anything else? I mean, Bill Cosby as a source of inspiration, both first two comedians, right? Because whoever thought you could be as big as Bill Cosby before Bill Cosby? Without Cosby, you don't have Eddie Murphy, so on and so forth, on to the Kevin Harts and Dave Chappelles and all of that, right? Although I get the comedy is different, different paths, but I'm just saying, a comedian becoming that huge, a black comedian becoming that huge, that big, that mainstream, that palatable for white America. So, yeah, but if we can't, let me just giving Cosby his flowers and shit. But yeah, if we can't separate the artist or the art from the person, I'm not saying we should or shouldn't. I'm just posing a question. If we got to cancel Bill Cosby and turn that Cosby show off, if we got to turn that R. Kelly off, like Amanda said, why are we still giving this nigga a pass? I know it's not the same thing. I know KanYé ain't out here committing crimes per se. And we can and crime, like slavery used to be legal, like statutory shit. That's a separate conversation. You know what I mean? To quote Dave Chappelle, how old is 16 really? Right? I'm not trying to excuse scumbag behavior or whatever, rock star behavior even, because to keep it a buck. In the case of Kelly, it goes a little deeper as far as like some of the nuances and idiosyncrasies if he was holding people against their will. But I personally don't believe he was holding people against their will. When I see the documentary, I just saw a bunch of girls and fans and shit that just got ran through. You know what I mean? Like, that same shit could be compiled against Usher or Chris Brown or whoever the fuck, Jay-Z, or you know what I mean? Like, oh, he fucked me and left. Oh, I felt, whatever. It's different. He was doing some other shit. Making chicks was peeing in a bucket or some other kind of shit. But at the end of the day, too, it's like you stayed. You know what I mean? And as far as the documentary goes, I'm going to circle back around. Be patient. But as far as the documentary goes, I don't believe them chicks was being held against their will and shit. You can get a whole camera crew in the hotel room and to film a dramatic escape. Like, that's reality TV to me. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, behind that camera is 30 people with mics and booms and cameras and, I'm exaggerating with the 30 people probably because it's guerrilla style. It's one or two people, but I'm just saying, bruh. You can get all of that up in the hotel, up in the room, and if you can do all that, man, you could have left. Them girls could have left if they wanted to. And when they did left, they left reluctantly. Like, moms had to beg and please come home, please come home. Like, that's your decision. You know what I mean? You want to stick around, and I get why you was sticking around, because the nigga was a superstar and paying for everything, and you want to sing and all this. But anyway, and yes, you might have met him when you was 16 or 17 or whatever, but you with a nigga at 30, you with a nigga at 25, you're old enough to have been like, oh man, this shit whack. You know how many times I've been? This is a side conversation. You know how many times niggas, dudes, get in some bullshit and be like, man, I'm out. Niggas sign a bullshit record label contract or just certain shit. Man, this nigga bullshit. I'm out, bruh. I'm out. Fuck that. I'm out. Nigga think he about to woo-de-whoop. Nah, I'm out. Y'all stuck around for that shit. Y'all stuck around well, I'm gonna wait this out and he taking care of me, you know. That's a feminine trait, and you know, it played into that situation. That's another situation. Niggas be like, I'm out. And women too. Other women, like the women that stuck around that got abused are the type of women that will find themselves in that situation. You know what I mean? You could have done a million other interviews of women being like, oh yeah, I met that nigga. That nigga was on some bullshit. I fucking bounced. That nigga came out his mouth sideways talking about, let me pee on you or something. I was like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And they bounced. You're not gonna catch them on the documentary. You're gonna catch the women that stuck around. Was like, well, maybe you can take a dookie on me. As long as you keep your butt plugs. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm not saying what he did was A-okay. But you know, 30 years does sound excessive. I just seen a nigga get off, Cal Rittenhouse get off for walking through a protest and shooting people. You know what I mean? I see cops get off for a whole lot more. For a whole lot more. And the ones that, first of all, even get charged, then even go to trial, then get found guilty, they don't get that kind of time. I just seen Brittney Griner get 10 years, 9 years for a weed cartridge or some oil or some shit. Some shit that motherfuckers just do casually on the street, anywhere. In Russia too, don't get it twisted. This is a political pawn. Political ploy, you know what I mean? Just so happens that she black and she lesbian or whatever. And she's a women's basketball player, you know what I mean? If she were, you know, Beyonce, she would definitely be home. If she were whoever, don't think that Wu-Tang don't pull up in Russia and smoke weed, or Snoop Dogg not smoking weed there, or whoever the fuck is big enough to do it. Rihanna, whoever, you know what I mean? Don't think that they're not pulling up in Russia and smoking weed. For whatever reason, she got caught up in whatever she got caught up in. But, and that's a separate conversation. We talk about that too. There are lessons in that. It's a teachable moment. I hope she doesn't do that whole stretch. That's ridiculous. I hope she doesn't do another day. That's ridiculous, you know, for her to even, she's already been over there a year or whatever it's been. It's time to let her go. It was time to, now Cosby is different. You unknowingly drugging people and fucking them, if that's true, if that's real deal, that's crazy to me. You know what I mean? That's crazy to me. That's more than Kels. To me, Kels is doing some superstar shit. I'm gonna just be honest. Like, that's just what rock and roll niggas and R&B niggas and rap niggas is doing, honestly. You know what I mean? And not even by niggas, I'm not even saying just males. I'm saying that is what famous people are doing. They are fucking their friends. That is what, I mean, their fans. That is what famous people are doing. Period. You know what I mean? The president is doing that. You know what I mean? Ain't no fucking way that nigga should get 30 years for that shit. Ain't no fucking way. You know what I mean? You know, 16, 17 or whatever. You know what I mean? The military gonna fuck you over at 16. They gonna have you sign your life away. The record label gonna fuck you over at 16. They don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So keep that same energy. Talking about child abuse and this and that and this and that. Keep that same energy. You know what I mean? When a 16-year-old, 17-year-old sign up to get out of their hometown but end up in Iraq. You know what I mean? Holding a rifle, shooting at people and getting shot at by people that they don't even know. And it's not even a war. That's gangland shit. You know what I mean? But anyway, this was about KanYé. I'm kind of with, I heard what Amanda Seal said. I kind of did what she said, which is, or what she posed, which is, when we gonna hold this nigga accountable, or how long we gonna co-sign this? Because, and other people spoke on it. I don't know if it was Russell Simmons. I'm not trying to throw any names out, but like, this is dangerous, or some kind of dangerous kind of behavior and shit, or it's dangerous to do that, you know, because white lives matter. We know that's low key like some white supremacy shit. You know what I mean? That movement, that who's cheering that on and campaigning that. That's some low key. That's some low key white supremacy, KKK, neo-Nazi kind of shit. And her thing is like, okay, I know y'all like the music, you know, at least the old shit. The new shit sound trash, but new phone, who this? But and I know y'all like the shoes and shit. I don't own a pair of Yeezys. They fired though. I ain't gonna front. It took a while for me to get around to them. I don't like all the designs and colorways, but he did revolutionize the shoe game. I'm not even gonna front, and the fashion game. Now the shit he on now, looking like a homeless dude. I ain't really on that shit. That shit look crazy to me, but whatever. He looks like a white dude that can't dress and ain't trying to dress. You know what I mean? I guess when you got like $1 billion, at some point, you know, clothes is about like looking good to feel good and project something. And then I guess when you got it, it's just like, nah, that's old, that's boring to you. And I get that. You know what I mean? It's the same as like, you're not gonna really find Jay-Z pushing a Bentley or a Benz or something. Like, he's done that for so long that at this point, the nigga would rather just push or be in the back of a Chevy Tahoe or whatever the government riding in, you know what I mean? And just getting around that way. And that's kind of the same thing. You know, when you just get so much money, wearing the chains and all that shit, just seems a little caricature-ish, you know. But anyway, but yeah, back to my original question, which was like, well, my question is, if we canceling, again, these aren't the same things. If we canceling Cosby for behavior detrimental, outlandish behavior, if we're canceling R. Kelly, if we can't separate, you know, and by cancel, I'm saying like we turning off the Cosby Show, we canceling all that, we trying to cancel, I ain't trying to throw him under the bus or throw him in this thing, Russell Simmons, we trying to cancel, we cancel R. Kelly, whatever, can't play him at the party or whatever, right? Then for conduct detrimental to the team, team black people, then yo, is it time to cancel Ye? Tell me. You doing some cancelable shit? Or is it, yo, that nigga on some bullshit, but I still feel this way about this album, you know what I mean? There's something about College Dropout or, you know, Graduation, you know, that really helped me through this time. I can't let that go, you know what I mean? And that's fair, you know what I mean? If you're a B-boy, it's hard not to dance on Planet Rock, you know what I mean? That shit is classic. If you a goddamn, it's hard not to dance to Jay-Z, you know what I mean? Or big up Jay-Z, you know what I mean? Even though the whole Foxy thing, and you know? Or the nigga cheated on Beyonce. You still like that shit. You still like them verses though. So, yeah, that's it. It's like, if either we got to be across the board with the shit. Either everything is cancelable, or, you know, based upon this nigga done fucked up, or we're able to separate the art and say, hey, well, I don't fuck with that nigga, you know what I mean? But and my personal opinion, he deserves what he's getting or whatever, but you know, his contribution was X. Just gotta decide which is it. As black people, we gotta decide which is it, and then stay consistent across the board. We don't be staying consistent across the board. That's what it is. Niggas don't be consistent across the board. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.